Hello everybody, I'm here with Connor from Inside Up Games, and there's a couple of interesting looking board games in front of us. We're going to start off talking about Perch though, because I was aimed at this by my cameraman and told that this one is attracting a lot of attention. So do you want to tell us a bit about what Perch is?
So first of all, thank you cameraman, you're my new favorite person. You should be on this side. Perch is actually a game that was pitched to me a few years ago, and then while at Essen, maybe 2 years ago, I was walking past a booth at in the Artist Alley, and we have wonderful art here by Ari Olivier, and Ari had never done board game art before, so I was really excited to work with them, and I think they knocked it out of the park. This board game cover has been attracting people from everywhere, even when it was just a prototype. Super excited. Anyways, that was a random ramble as I'm prone to do. But let me slow down, because I'm in pitch mode. Sure. But Perch is winged warfare, so although it's cute, it's actually a very interactive worker placement and area control game. What makes it interesting is perfect timing. See, this cameraman's amazing. What's his name? I hate saying cameraman. Andy, you're amazing. So, you're absolutely right, Andy. At the start of every round, players are going to take 2 of their birds, placing it into the bag, and then 2 of their birds for themselves. What ends up happening is you'll draw 2 birds at random, meaning you always have some of your workers and some of someone else's workers. You'll then place them around the board. What's interesting is you'll be scoring points for whoever controls the various locations. What's more interesting is not all locations score for highest to lowest. They're going to change around the board. Some locations give you points, other will give you control of these adorable creatures. These creatures you will then use on future turns to interact with each other's birds. What makes the game interesting is that ties are not friendly. So I might place one of Andy's birds onto a tile somewhere else so that the 2 of you are competing for points. Meanwhile, I slide in somewhere else and steal some extra points. A lot of fun. When you remove birds from the board, they go into this shared fountain area. On the fountain, you'll score for the placement on it, going from the bottom up. So early game, you're sending opponents there. Late game, you might even send yourself to the fountain to score some of those extra points. Whole bunch of fun, very, very interactive, lots of tiles in the game, so you switch up your gameplay every time. And to help players, we have objective cards as well. Those objective cards are dealt out. Everyone's going to have 2, choose one to use throughout the game. And that's going to give them kind of a secret objective to try to accomplish. And yeah, that's Perch.
It's quite interesting with the setup you have here. Is this the standard amount of tiles that go out, or are there variations within it, as well as being able to change the tiles?
Great question, and again, from your pacing, I'm going to calm down a little bit and slow down my talking. So sorry, looking at it quickly, I didn't have time to set this up because I was running back and forth. This is set up for a 5-player game. Very simply, as explained in the rules, you would remove a column for 4 and remove a column for 3. So you would have 2 and 3 player would be this, 4 player, 5 player. So it will grow for player count, and then it will also tell you which different types of tiles to use. There are creature tiles, special tiles, as well as basic tiles. So your gameplay is going to change every time, and their position within the board is going to change as well, and that also matters, especially for the animal movement. There are many animals, as you can see, and you will only use X number of animals per game, where X is usually roughly 1 less than their player count.
So all of a sudden having a squirrel instead of a fox and maybe a 3-player game changes the direction of travel around the tile placement and how they'll interrupt and interact with the other birds.
That's exactly right. And the objectives will as well. So I might have an objective one time that says, have a bird everywhere or have the most birds in one place. So that's changing things. The overall objectives of endgame scoring is the same. So players are playing within the same sandbox, but what they're trying to do within that sandbox is going to change every time.
That does sound like a really interestingly interactive game, as well as the tactile nature of the birds as well. We were talking about this, everything seems to be, people are moving away a little from meeples and going for something that's a bit more, I'm not going to say kid-friendly, but a bit more attractive and a nice way of drawing kids into board gaming. They don't realize they're playing a sort of slightly more complicated system as well.
Sorry to interrupt, that's a really good point, and that's actually one of the things that's so nice about this game is you can actually play with fairly young kids because they like that Lego stacking mechanic, right? So for them, it's as simple as, I want those points, I'm placing this bird here. But you can also play with all your friends who want that high tactics game where they're trying to really, mess with their friends, if I could say that.
It's the best way. Perch is not alone though. There are another few boxes over here, and what looks to be a slightly different set of games as well with Earth.
That's right, yeah, so Earth, hopefully people are aware of course, and then Abundance, which is fulfilling to backers. And most of the world is done, and the UK has been an issue for me these last few weeks, as my backers would know, but it is releasing at UKGE as well as the deluxe resources. So starting with Abundance, it adds a 6th player, but also these new Abundance boards. So the Abundance boards are going to basically power up the blue action. So anyone who knows Earth would know that The blue action's underutilized early game because there's nowhere to place those sprouts. This new abundance board actually has a sprout storage area where all sprouts will be placed until you have space for them. So now you can take that blue action at any time. The next thing it adds is a seed resource. With the abundance expansion, everyone starts with seeds. You can also earn them by changing in leaves or converting some of your sprout cubes. Those leaves can be used in many different ways. They're going to give you soil, growth pieces, sprouts, whatever you kind of want. But more importantly, it adds a germination action. So one of the complaints people had from Earth was that massive deck and the luck of the draw when you're trying to get those hard to earn objectives like a card with a color in the name or a geography tag in it. What you can do with the germinate action is you return one seed to the pile and then you call the scoring objective that you're looking for. So as I said before, a card with a color in its name. You would then just pick up the entire stack of cards, looking at the bottom one, and rifle through them one at a time until you found the card that had the requirement you asked for. And that would go immediately into your hand. The funny thing is it actually speeds up gameplay, not slowing it down.
Yeah.
So a game that's already fast plays even faster. The other thing beside that, we have the deluxe resources, which we put on the Kickstarter at the same time as Abundance. And these are basically deluxified recycled plastic, which replaces most of the components in the game. So we have these adorable little sprouts with the leaf victory points on them. We have new growth, we have the stackable slots, the bases, all the different canopy tops, as you can see here, as well as the new seed resources and the soil coins as well.
I mean, this is a very different style of game to Perch, but obviously it's one that's been garnering a lot of attention. It has the abilities to expand far beyond that now as well with the likes of Abundance, which means that if people are already into Earth, they've got the potential then to come and pick up some of the bits and pieces if they're here at their expo. If they're not, can they still get the stuff from you online? Or,
that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll be able to get them online or from their friendly local game store.
And where should they look for you online, and where should they look for you at the Expo?
Certainly. So in the Expo, we are in Hall 4. Our booth number is 302. We do have a hanging Earth banner, so hopefully that'll attract some eyes. And then online, you can find us everywhere at Inside Up Games.
Go. Hopefully that's brought a bit of calming nature to you. We're going to move on and see what else there is here at the Expo. Bye-bye.